Hey guys, welcome back to another XeroLinux video. And as I promised you in the previous video, in this one, I'll be going over uh, the errors, the recent errors that have been plaguing all us Arch users. I'll be showing you how to fix them in two ways. If you are, the first way is if you are on XeroLinux, which is which will be making your life much simpler. That's one of the greatest benefits of running XeroLinux. Or the other case, if you're not on XeroLinux but on some other Arch-based distro. So yeah, this video is going to be a twofer. Twofer. I'm going to be showing you how to solve two issues in a single video. So without any delay, what am I talking about? Okay. So the first issue is this: the Setfont infamous issue. It's related to a package called KBD. I don't know why they keep updating it without testing or whatever, but I'm just here to show you how to fix it. All right, if you get this message during boot, it can be ignored. It's not a very big issue, but anyway, I had a video talking about the similar issue and with this similar package, Setfont, KDFontOP. But alas, that fix no longer works. So we have to do something different to get rid of it once and for all. So without, let's do it. Let's do it. Okay, minimize. So if you are on XeroLinux, all you have to do is launch the tool, go into post install system config, more Xero tweaks, option number 4. Just type 4 in your keypad, numpad, or whatever, and watch the magic happen, and then reboot. Poof! Error gone. Yep, it's that easy. It's so beneficial running XeroLinux now, ain't it? I make your lives easier. I'm not tooting my own horn, but hey, I do the hard things so you don't have to. With that being said, now I need to show you how to do it in case you are on some random other Arch-based distro or Arch itself, if you encounter it on Arch. All right, so minimize the tool or close the tool, whatever. Let's make this big. Boop, 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 boop. What you need to do is type the following in terminal. So what you need to type, since I've done it before, this is not the first time I record the video. Where is it? Okay. You type sudo nano etc mkinitcpio.conf. Yes, I'm a nano user. Don't come at me, you Vim lovers out there. Matt. So, and you type your password. And if you applied the previous fix, you should have it like this. Binaries, in binaries, you should have Setfont. Well, we no longer need that because it no longer works. So all you have to do is delete that and scroll all the way down to hooks. You see that line? Hooks equals base, UDEV, auto detect, blah, 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 so on and so forth. You will have at the end of the line something called key map and console font. You delete those two and you type SD, which stands for systemd dash v console. You hit Control X and then Y to save, and then you type the following: sudo mkinit cpio dash capital P. You hit enter and watch it do its magic. And you will see here, instead of console font, you'll have SD-V console. And once that's done, image generation successful, you type reboot. Oh, redoot. Reboot. If sometimes I ask myself, why do I bother? I keep having typos. And sometimes I have so many typos in my packages that I have to rebuild and repush to my repos. Anyway, as you can see, the error is gone. Poof, gone. Quite simple, wasn't it? All right. We just fixed the Setfont issue. Now, we tackle the more important issue, the Grub issue. All right. I'll be back in a sec. Okay. So, now we're going to be talking about the Grub issue. It's related, from what I understand, it's related to XFS, but some people keep telling me it's also related to, it happens to ButterFS. I don't know, I don't use ButterFS, but it'll happen 100% of the time on XFS. I guess it's related to XFS. I don't know. So if in case you see this error message or this error message, Grub is shim lock enabled, this will be addressed with the same fix. All right. So if you get this message or this message, I'll be showing you how to fix it. So first things first, if you encounter this issue, those issues, what you have to do is reboot and boot into the live ISO. I will do that and be right back with you. All right, I just booted via the live ISO. You select start the installer. And wait for it to boot into the live environment, of course. Once it booted, I'll be right back. Now that we're booted into the live ISO, you can tell because it says launch installer and the tool doesn't show all the other features. But now that we are into the live environment, what we need to do is the following. Close that tool. We don't need it anymore because we're not booting into it. Make it full screen. Go, 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 go. Okay. I'll make it a little bit smaller. All right. So what we need to do is the following. Sudo, I think, fdisk-l. fdisk-l to list all the drives that we have connected in our system to know where the system is installed. Okay, ignore that. Never update anything in the live environment. It will not be applied to the installed system. So save yourself from having to do it twice. Anyway, we see our mounted drives are VDA1 and VDA2. VDA1 being the EFI boot, and VDA2 is the root. I never use swap because I have 32 gigs of RAM and I don't put my home directory anywhere else. I don't have much to back up. I use Flatpaks, so I just back up the Flatpak folder and I'm back up and running when I restore them. That's it. Anyway, once we know which one is which, so we do CLS. It's my alias to clear the screen. We do spice VD agent to be able to copy from host to VM. CLS again. Now, we should do sudo mount dev /VDA2 into MNT, hit enter. Then the same thing, but VDA1 for the boot partition into boot/EFI. once we have those mounted, we do sudo Arch-Chroot /mnt. Hit enter. Now we have, oops. Okay. Now let me see ls again. Okay. Now we have loaded into our installed system. We have logged into our installed system. Now we type the following, because we have to reinstall Grub to get into a working system. We do sudo grub-install --target equals x86_64-EFI -EFI directory equals boot EFI. And if you want, you can do --recheck and --force if you want, but those are not needed. Or you can do, you can also add --bootloader ID and whatever. You don't need any of that because it's gonna pick it up from your grub.config. So no need to do any of that. You just hit enter. It's reinstalling Grub. And if you are dual booting with Windows, it will not detect Windows. You have to do regenerate Grub after booting into your working system. Don't worry about that. So it's installing. It takes a while sometimes, but here it's taking a while because it's a VM. So be patient. No error reported. Cool. So finally, you have to regenerate Grub. So all you have to do is this command, the following command, sudo space grub-mkconfig-o/boot grub-cfg. Or in the case of XeroLinux, since I have the package here, update sudo update-grub. But since I'm showing you for both situations, this is the actual command. You hit enter. You might see an error. Just run it again. The error is gone. All right. Then you type exit. Cool. Now you have to unmount. So what I do is I do the same command as above, but you mount and you delete the part that says dev vda whatever. You do sudo umount mnt boot EFI first. Then you do the same for mnt. And then here, I'm gonna, you reboot and your system will be just fine. As you can see, Grub is back. Now that we can log back onto a working system, we still have a few things to do. Once the system is booted, we have to downgrade Grub and hold it there. No problem. Once the system boots, okay. Now that we have booted back into the system, we have to do the following. Open, ignore the updates, sudo downgrade Grub, hit enter, enter your password, and select this version. No other version. You see, you have 499. This is from the Pacman cache. Ignore that. But you have 1, 2, 3, 4 versions that are affected by the issue. Don't ask me why, but they haven't fixed it yet. And I'm in contact with the Oracle people, the Grub developers over at Oracle, to get it situated. But unfortunately, no fix in sight. This is 2.12 RC1. It's not the final one, so I don't know why Arch are shipping a release candidate, but Arch is being Arch again. So select this version, hit enter, yes. Let it do its thing. Let the hooks take. You might not have the hooks in place, so remember the sudo grub -install command that we ran earlier. You have to rerun it here and then rebuild grub again here. Anyway, since we are the first option is XeroLinux. If you are doing it on XeroLinux, you just hit enter, and that's it. But if you're not on XeroLinux, hit yes and enter to add it to your ignore list, and stick to that version for as long as possible until people mention online that issue has been fixed, addressed, and go and remove it from your ignore list and update. But since we're on XeroLinux right now, I'm going to hit enter and show you what else will be done. If you're on XeroLinux, you just launch the tool, go back into post install, more Xero fixes, and select option number 6 or whatever number it might be, because this script will continuously be updated. But this option that says downgrade Grub and get new XHBP repo. Okay, we downgraded Grub manually, but what this will do, if you are on XeroLinux, don't downgrade Grub. Once you're back into a system, launch the tool and select this option. It will do everything for you automatically. But what does the XHBP repo mean? Well, XHBP stands for XeroLinux Held Back Packages. Yes, we had to hold back Grub because it's a core part of the system. We can't have it break every now and again because Arch decided to willy-nilly ship a broken version. So I will be controlling Grub from here on in. XeroLinux will be controlling which version of Grub ends up in your hands on your systems. So you look at it this way. That way, we suffer for you. We suffer the instability of Grub, and we ship the stable version for you guys. So you never have to go through these things again anymore. So what this will do, when you let me make this close the tool. Oh, I can't close the tool. Oh yeah, once that's the problem with the tool. I don't know why. But anyway, you select option number 6. What this will do, it will downgrade Grub. Yeah, it will explain to you. Select no, type the password, select the version, hit yes, let it do its thing. I don't know why installing Grub is so slow. Now it's generating. Okay, hit enter. Now it's going to back up your pacman.conf, create into pacman.conf.back, B-A-K, and then grab the new one with the new repo. And here I will say, in case you had any additional repos like, I don't know, EndeavorOS repos, Arch-Linux repos, whatever, chaotic repo, whatever, you can grab them back from the pacman.conf.back and add them back into the active one. So now you have XHBP repo. Now whenever you update, you're never gonna get any version of Grub that is unstable. We'll be testing it here, suffering for you guys all the versions that might come in, the bad versions that might come in, and then we just push to that repo the versions that do work without any issue. All right. with that covered, with these two issues covered in this video, I hope we've been helpful. Don't forget to like the video. Join the channel to support us financially or send us a super chat. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. Ring-a-ling the ding-a-ling bell. And I'll have a guide to the Arch-Chroot commands in the video description below. And I guess I'm done over here. As promised, I delivered. I promised and I delivered. And I guess I'll see you on the next video whenever that comes. Like I said in the previous video, videos are no longer going to be very consistent. Whenever I have a message to convey to you guys and it's necessary, I'll make a video. This video was necessary, so I'm making it. I made it. All right. Peace and long life to you all.